Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually going to be filming my audition makeup or set makeup as well. And basically I actually have a online audition today and I'm also going to set later on today. So I figured that I would do some natural makeup and share with you guys the tips and tricks that I like to do for when casting tells you to come with like a natural makeup for set, or what will make you look good in your self-tapes, or what will make you look good if you have like a virtual audition, or if you're even walking into the audition room, you want to seem as natural as possible. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm going to start off by doing some light foundation and concealer. So on set, they don't really like to have like a lot of like makeup on. I'm just going to do like the tiniest bit, and I find the easiest way to do this, just to like target the right areas, is to use like a beauty blender. So I use one, it's actually not a beauty blender, it's this one, I don't remember the brand of it, but it's the same thing as a beauty blender, it's just a dupe for it. And I got it a little bit wet, so now it's a little bit soft, which is good. And so for foundation, I'm going to be using my Nars foundation. It's a little shiny. In the shade Barcelona. And this is the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. So I just like to put a little bit around my face, just like that. Then what I like to do is just go in around with the blender and just buff it in nicely. You really want to just smooth this across your face. One thing I've noticed from being on set when they do your makeup is that they really just like such simple makeup. They're never going to put on like the amount like an Instagram influencer or somebody would wear, or like me in one of my Instagram pictures. Definitely not the same kind of makeup. And a little goes a long way with this foundation, to be honest. I found that it's very creamy, very blendable. Don't feel that you have to purchase like really high-end products for your auditions or for set. Like, I was a big advocate for the Sephora foundation. It's literally like $25. Works just as well. And now I'm going to do some concealer. And so for concealer, I actually just purchased this. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. And it's a dupe for the Tape Shape Concealer. And so far I really like it because the applicator is massive. It's so thick and it just feels so good on your skin. I don't like to put too much again, so I'm just like gonna brush some off. Just gonna put it right here, the inner portion of my eye, and then blend it out that way. I like to put some on my eyelids as well, because that's where I find a lot of discoloration on my own skin. And then you just wanna lightly highlight the high points of your face. And then if you see any like pimples or anything, feel free to cover those. Now again, I'm not going to use a brush for this. I'm going to use, oh my god, I look crazy. I'm going to use the beauty blender just to soften everything out. And you'll see that it really brightens up your under eye, which is good. So it feels like you can really tell on the camera that I look tired. Hopefully that does not show up during my audition today or on set, because that would be a little bit bad. So now I'm going to take some powder. This is my Covergirl Clean Professional. You've probably seen it in my other videos. I really like it in terms of drugstore powders. Super easy, super simple, and not very expensive. So I just want to take a little buffing brush like this and just like go underneath my eyes. I don't want to use the beauty blender for this because I find that that will, like the term baking, that'll happen underneath, and then you get a lot of flashback on camera, which is like, you do not want that. It's like the lightest amount of powder, and then I just want to press it under my eyes and just pull. And this is just to set it so that throughout the day I don't like have any creasing or anything like that. I just like to push and then brush out. I like to put a little bit over my eyes as well, just to set that. And it gives you a nice base for when you want to do your eyeshadow. Now with just a little bit more, I'm just gonna buff this around my face. Make sure you get between the creases near your nose, because I find that that's where you end up creasing throughout the day as well. Keep in mind, sometimes you will have touch-ups on set, so it's also important to bring your own makeup as well. I know sometimes they have their own makeup people, and so they'll do it for you, but if you bring your own foundation or your own colors, it'll be easier for them because it already matches your skin tone. I like to do some blush. I don't usually like to contour if I'm going on set, because again, contouring is like, I find like a new trend kind of thing, and on camera, like if you ever watch TV shows or anything like that, people don't really have contouring in terms of like really strong cheekbones. They like to keep everything subtle. So I'm taking my blush. This is my Sephora Winter Flush palette. Again, I need to get some new blush, guys. I've just been using the same blush for so long. When you smile, the cheekbones, you kind of want to put more blush on the sides than in the front of your face. Normally I would go like fully here and go back, but I just like to make it as subtle as possible. So doing like just the outer edge of your face makes a difference, because this way it's actually bringing your cheekbones up. I think I'm gonna just do my eyebrows really quickly. Again, as natural as possible. Usually I don't really do my eyebrows, we know this, but I like to just brush them up and just pop on a little bit of color just on the ends of my eyebrows, because I don't have that many hairs there. So I'm just using any black eyeshadow. This one's from my Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. And I just like to just do the edges, just so that my eyebrows are uniform. Again, you don't want to bring anything up here unless you don't really have eyebrows, and you usually draw them in. I would just try to keep it as light as possible. But if you have eyebrows like mine, which are pretty bushy already, just kind of give them a nice shape. Sometimes on sets they won't even touch my eyebrows, so I mean, it really depends. And then again, just brush them out. Ooh, my hand's stuck, okay. And then I'm gonna move on to the eyes. Now, what I learned actually from my cousin, who was an actor as well when I was doing my first headshots, she said to put like just the slightest bit of like definition to your eyes, kind of. You don't want to put on like colorful eyeshadows. You don't want to do too much of that stuff. So I'm using very, very light brown, again from the same Naked Urban Decay Basics. I'm going to use this light brown shade right here. This one's empty. This one's empty. This one. And this is just going to add some definition to your eyes. And I just do the outer corners here. You don't want to use any like shimmery eyeshadows or anything crazy, because they will not like that. One time actually, I was going on set. This was like for my first like commercial ever, and I didn't know, because they never specified like don't wear any makeup, don't do anything, like come barefaced or anything. So I came with my like full face done, and then they actually had to take a lot of it off and then redo it the way they wanted it on set. So keep that in mind. Usually check whatever emails you get, see if they want you to come barefaced. But if they say natural like makeup, they usually want natural makeup. Just do something super light. So I just want to do that, just the definition in my eyes. I don't want to do anything else. Now, I don't wear liquid eyeliner on set, but one thing I also learned from my cousin when we were doing my first headshots was if you take a little bit of color in terms of like a dark brown or a black, I think I'm gonna go with the brown just to be more natural. So this is my Tarte's Pro To Go palette. I'm just taking this like brown shade here. Looks like that. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of definition to my waterline. And this is gonna act as like my eyeliner, but it's not gonna be very dark at all. It makes your eyes really just like pop, especially if you look tired like me. And I just like to drag it out a little bit in terms of like the slightest wing, but you can't really like, you can't see the wing. But it does, for me, I find that it does give me a little bit of definition in my eyes. And if you notice, I'm not really going in all the way to the middle of my eye. I mean, the inner corner of my eye, just halfway. So the camera did stop recording for like a hot second there. I don't know where it left off. It doesn't look crazy, but it gives me like a little bit of like brightening to my eyes, which is what I like. I am gonna do a little bit of highlighting. Now, this is a scary thing because highlighting again is something more new to the makeup world and for us. Like in the last few years, everyone's kind of been doing the whole highlighting contouring thing. Now, you do not want to do that when you're on set. They don't really like too much sparkle. They don't really like too much of that because you'll get flashback, which is not good. What I like to do is, I've noticed that even on set for me, sometimes they do put on like the smallest little bit. So I kind of want to keep up with that. So I'm using my Sleek Makeup highlighting palette, and I'm just going to use something that's like super neutral. I think this like golden shade here, because my skin tone is like more on the golden side. I'm just going to tap my brush in very slightly and really just like knock off as much as possible. And then I'm just gonna touch the high point of my cheek right here. Just lightly, and that's it. Like, even if you can't see it as much, like, it's okay because you don't wanna see it too much. Just pop it in there. This is more for my online audition that I'm doing today because you still want to look your best. It'll make you look really good on like your laptop or on like a virtual audition kind of thing. It'll make you look really good, especially if you're filming like a self-tape. I do not want to highlight my nose. That's something that they don't appreciate. I think I'm just going to keep it to that. I would put the tiniest bit like in my inner corner, but like rub it out with my finger just to make my eyes look a little bit brighter. But again, do not put a lot, just very, very slightly. So for mascara, one thing that I noticed throughout the years of being on set is in my regular day life, I would wear top and bottom lash mascara. Mascara that I use and the way I do my makeup is very different from what they like because I love big lashes. I'll make my top lashes big, my bottom lashes big. I've noticed that they tend to not even put anything on your bottom lash line, if anything. They put it on your top lashes, but again, very natural. You don't want to make them extend. And for the bottom, if they do anything, they'll put like the tiniest little smidge, but nothing crazy. So I'm using my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. This is the best drugstore mascara for me personally because I have longer eyelashes. It has this like curved applicator, which I really like. So normally I would do my front lashes, the front of them and the back of them. I'm not gonna do the back. I'm just gonna do the front, and just as I do it, I'm pushing up the lashes from the lash line. And here you can also focus on separating lashes as well. And just doing that, and that's it. Like, that's all. And you can see the difference between both eyes. This one just looks a little bit more awake. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye, just pushing it up. Now, if you're an actor and what I'm saying doesn't even make sense to you, or you do your makeup in a completely different way, or like you learned a different way, please do you. I am not a spokesperson for like all actors. This is just what I have learned. And yeah, so that's all I'll really do. I will just touch the bottom very slightly, just like that. Oh, you don't want any clumps. Make sure you don't have any clumps. And just pull it down. Now, if you noticed, I actually didn't even dip my mascara in again. I just used that one dip for everything. And I feel like that just like is enough. So for my lips, I'm just gonna use a little bit of chapstick. Whichever one you wanna use is good. I love this chapstick. It's called Nordic Naturals. It's actually from my dad's health food store. And I love it because it's from a brand called Eco Lips. Or is Eco Lips the name of the chapstick? I don't know, but it's all sustainable. It's made out of cardboard and you just push it up from the inside and it pops up. And there's no plastic waste. And I love that. So get yourself some eco-friendly chapstick. And then for lips, I'm just gonna do like my basic neutral lip. Don't want to go too crazy, don't want it to be too bright. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Paris, I don't know what the name of this is, it's honestly gone. It looks like this though, and it's in the shade 414. I don't know what it's called, but very neutral. Now use a shade that is similar to your lip color, and maybe if you want to put on a little bit of gloss, that's good. I don't really like gloss, so I'm not going to put any on. And I'm just running this over it. This is my Maybelline Superstay in the shade, what shade is it? Shade 25, Stay Exceptional. And then I like to just take my finger and really buff it out. And that is my finished makeup. I forgot to mention, I did put sunscreen on before I did any of my makeup. So I did moisturizer and then sunscreen. My friend Nadia has been really pushing me on wearing sunscreen every day, and honestly, I recommend it. Wear sunscreen every day because you want to have good skin when you're older, but also I'm going to be at an outdoor shoot today, so wearing sunscreen is really, really important. So yeah, so this is my set and audition makeup. For my hair, most of the time I will have it straight or I will have it in curls, but it's always down, and you do want to make sure that you look like your headshot, because remember that casting is looking at your headshot and that's why they're calling you in, and if you don't look like your headshot, there's a little bit of a problem there, so try to look as close to your headshot as possible. I will pop my headshot on here for you guys so you can see it. I don't know, like I feel like I'm outgrowing my headshot, but a lot of I've been finding that a lot of casting likes it, so I don't know. But yeah, so this is the neutral subtle makeup that I like to do for self-tapes, for auditions, for being on set when they tell you to do your own makeup, which is natural. And yeah, I find that it works for me. Always do what works for you, and I hope you guys like this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below. Let me know if you have any more like acting related questions or videos you want me to make, because I feel like that would be really, really fun for me to do. But yeah, I hope you guys like the video, and I will see you next week.